after that game, there was more stories than think of the people talking about he kissed Papa John Flowers, dude. The part where they're showing Eli at the most crucial point of the game, where his brother win the Super Bowl, his brother makes the play, they score, and Eli's sitting there with the shittiest look on his face. He couldn't have been more pissed off at that moment. I don't care what the guy says, like, dude, you don't. Your body language is like everything, and every single person saw that. I mean, you had that thing. I mean, I have to talk about, dude, the Michael Jordan meme. I know it's been around for a while, but that thing like absolutely blew up, and I love his reaction to it because he's like, I don't have a. He's basically saying, I don't have a problem with it. Just don't try to make money off of it.
Yeah.
Use it all you want for whatever. Don't try to make money off it. And it was that was I think the end and how it all wrapped up and how the whole story of I mean, I don't know. Cam Newton's a hell of a player.
Yes.
He didn't go after a crucial fumble. He hesitated on the field. Like, there's so many weird things that happen in that game. Carolina just got it handed to them.
Yeah, no, they ran into yeah.
I know they didn't get blown out, but I mean that was 100%. They got their asses kicked.
Yeah.
They weren't. You never felt they were in that game. You kind of felt like
No.
maybe they
No.
could get a little bit closer. But did you ever say we'll go? How about go halfway through the third quarter? Halfway through the third quarter, did you ever think that they were gonna come back and actually win the game?
Okay, I thought that things were going to turn around. I genuinely thought things were going to turn around when Gin Jr. finally caught a pass on a wheel route that ended up being like a 45-yard gain, and it was his first catch of the game. And that was then followed up by, I think it was maybe a 12, 14-yard pass on the close to the far side of the field, and it ended up being a first down. And he's hot. I shouldn't say hot dogging it because that's not fair. He's glorifying his second catch of the game.
Yeah.
With a first down signal and getting amped up like that. I'm like, dude, you've already dropped 3 times as many passes as you've caught. Shut up. You're alligator arming it. You're not going up for the ball. You're a garbage receiver. And if anybody on Carolina could hold on to the ball or catch the ball, they would have been fine. But no, that wasn't the case. And unfortunately, Cam was included on that because he fumbled twice.
Oh yeah.
At some point, you got to hold on to the ball, you got to tuck, and you got to just take the sack, and that's it.
And you got to block Von Miller, and you got to block DeMarcus Ware,
yeah,
100%, because those guys were like, oh man, Von Miller was unbelievable. I know they both were, and there's the whole. I know people are saying, oh, DeMarcus Ware should have been MVP. This person should have been. I didn't have a problem with it, man. Either one of those guys could have done it. They could have done total defense MVP because they shut them down. They shut them down, man. It was crazy. But anyhow, I enjoyed the game. It was fun. More importantly, fun. Like I said, because I picked the right team, so that kind of makes you feel good, right?
Yeah, I could see that. I didn't win anything. I think I bought a couple squares from work, but yeah, okay, I didn't win, and okay, I'll have fun next year with it. You're a good cook, though.
Yeah.
Your wife's a great cook. What was the spread like?
Oh, okay. Well, we went next door because we lived by with some family. So we were over there, and it was we had chicken tacos and stuff like that. My sister-in-law had made, and then what my wife actually made was it was great. She made some pork bellies, and it was the best way I could. I don't know exactly everything she put in the sauce that was with the pork bellies. It was similar to teriyaki, but it was not teriyaki. Okay, so it was the pork belly topped with homemade pickles on top of a homemade wonton, like
Ooh,
a wonton chip. So
nice.
that was one. The other was mini mozzarella fried grilled cheese sandwiches. So they were breaded and fried
Very cool.
with like a chunky tomato, like I don't know. I guess you could call it like some kind of like marinara or I don't know. It wasn't necessarily a. Well, I guess it was kind of like a pizza sauce because we basically did it up like we usually make like pizza sauce here. So that was like the treat, and then just with with all the other stuff because we had some nice tortillas over there and everything like that. So no, it was some good it was good fare. So had that, and then the bet that I won, the payoff on the bet is a meal of food at a moderately priced restaurant, mutual agreement between me and my buddy. So
Very cool.
I got that going for me. So yeah, what did you do for the game?
Well, we were gonna keep it quiet. We were gonna keep it simple as well, just some frozen snacks and stuff. But we ended up going to my in-laws in the same subdivision, and they had made chili, and I ended up making. I heard a recipe, or I heard about a recipe. I want to say maybe 5 years ago or so, 4 or 5 years ago, probably five then. Yeah, it was the first Super Bowl that I now that Megan and I had met, and so it was for a buffalo chicken dip,
Mm.
and I, furiously wrote down the ingredients over the radio. I think it was, and I think I heard about it. I think maybe the Saturday before the Super Bowl. So yeah, I had to go out and get the ingredients, try and make it, and I did, and people really liked it. I've done it a couple different times. One, I think the best base that I've used ends up being a ranch dressing base
All right.
instead of a blue cheese. So I'm not the biggest blue cheese fan, but I can handle like a blue cheese dressing. Crumbles kind of okay. Then it can get a little much for me. But I followed the recipe. I made some changes though, so I ended up using a pre-mixed rub from Buffalo Wild Wings to ground turkey instead of using canned chicken, which the recipe calls for, which just sounds absolutely disgusting.
Uh-huh.
I'd rather just rather brown up the meat and in a skillet and added a little bit more hot sauce, but added the rub after the fact as I was kind of tasting it and stirring everything. Went lighter on the ranch just so it wasn't as heavy, and I think it really succeeded. It was really good. I thought it had a good balance of flavor, and I kind of felt like how I'm sure you or Dana feels, when you're cooking, and I'm like, you know what, I think this is missing something, and I picked the right seasoning, and I added it, gave it a couple minutes to settle, and it was perfect. And it was garlic powder. That was my
That's a good
uh,
one.
yeah, and it was
I know.
really
I'm just a firm believer that I don't know. Not every recipe's for everybody.
yeah.
You got to make
So
changes and you got to cook to what you want. I mean, as much as you go, I know there's things that don't really go together, but I'm of the belief of if you like two flavored things and you put them together, you will most likely identify each flavor while eating it and enjoy it.
mhm.
I mean, these are all within reason, but you got to mess around. It's fun though. It's fun, and it is even. It's a lot of fun when you're like when you go for something and you take a chance and it totally works out. That's a fun.
Yeah,
So that's good stuff.
yes.
Good stuff.
So it was good. I'll probably have to. I didn't get to. I added all those dry ingredients after the fact into as I was stirring and it was reducing and
Yeah.
coming together. But next time I'm probably gonna have to rub the turkey or chicken, ground chicken,
Yeah.
and
And see how it works out. Maybe it works out better the other way. You never know. So
yeah, I figure what, get it into the meat and let the meat actually and get that flavor too, and then if you need to add more uh, to the mix, okay, that's fine.
yeah,
So,
time's your friend. It's helping you.
yes,
That's
yes.
time.
But I guess getting back to the game, I like it. It felt like Carolina couldn't get out of their own way, and that was really disappointing. This just felt like, I think, what was it, the Giants Ravens Super Bowl, February
Uh,
2001. It just
yeah,
it felt like that. It didn't feel like it was that. No one wanted. It wasn't a dominating win. It wasn't even that really close of a game because nothing could get started. Um, Offensively for Carolina, and that was disappointing. So it was all defense the entire time from Denver, and okay, hats off to them. So, but yeah, you're right about Eli Manning. I was like, I saw that, I'm like, really, dude? You could not even fake a smile around everybody. You're not even happy that you're with your family.
like
He's just like, oh,
like
I don't want to hear about it anymore.
keep like a complacent look on your face, and you know you have your right hand and your left hand, and then you put them up kind of like chest level, and you put them together sort of rapidly. It's called clapping, or
Yeah.
you could throw it, just do a fist in the air, or do like a how about a Kirk Gibson fist pump, you know, run around the bases after he hit the improbable walk. It wasn't even a walk off homer. It was just an improbable homer, and just yeah, do something other than look like you're, dude, man. That's like dead resting bitch face right there, man. He was
Yes.
so not happy, man. That he be, I mean, that's the other thing you think about. Think about all the memes that grew from that. That is that
Oh.
you're gonna see that you're gonna see that for years to come. Man, those things are like coaches quotes and stuff. You know what I mean? Like those things
Yes.
stick around forever. That was so like Akeem Talib. he's he's a meme forever. Like falling down at the post game. Like, man, that stuff's awesome. That's the best part about. I feel like sometimes that's the best part about sports. People remember those things. You know what I mean? Dude,
Yeah.
I went out to lunch with my whole family today, but with my kids, we were talking whatever we were talking about because we'll play like the particular game we were playing was okay. So there's a new IHOP that's basically like right across the street from us.
Okay.
And to the point where out my kitchen window, I can see through to where it's at, and I can see the sign lit up when it's dark and the lights are off. So we're driving over there, and we always play the game of like, what time are we going to get there? And we all try to guess the time, and you can't guess the same time as somebody else. Everybody's got to have a different time, so it kind of throws things off and how things
Yeah.
work. And so we're playing, and we all choose a time, and we get there, and my daughter wins, and my son has a problem with her winning because he wants to win. It's a normal like kid thing.
Yeah. Sibling.
You're gonna like
Yeah.
go through it at some point where your kid's gonna be like, why don't I ever, fucking win? Well, it's just the way it happens, and you're trying to like teach about it. But over the meal, we started talking about Herm Edwards, and I'm like talking about him like because we're talking. No matter what you do, you're always playing to win. You know what I mean? Like you want to be you want to have sportsmanship, but you play to win the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
You want to be dirty. You don't want to cheat. And so when I was trying to explain to them like how these things happen, like this happened like years ago. God, I mean, any of them, like all these little things, like you you'll talk about. Yeah, remember Peyton won his last Super Bowl? Remember, like Eli's face is always going to be there. You're always going to think of it. Always going to think of it. But anyhow, it was I enjoyed it. I don't know. It's sad to see football gone, but
Yeah.
you know, baseball's right around the corner, right?
Yes, and you got a lot to look forward to.
Well, Matt Latos. What do you think about Matt Latos?
What did I say yesterday? Or I said, oh, what did I say? I put out a tweet saying, the White Sox, or 2016 White Sox note is that they currently lead in the body art index, and they lead all major league clubs in body art index as well as tattoos above replacement.
All right, all